I feel bad. No cool shirts this week. My wife got me this awesome Goonies shirt too that I need to show you guys. It's got Chunk on it and One-Eyed Willie. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but this self eval thing is driving me nuts. I want to move on to something else, and it has nothing to do with you guys. It's just a pretty straightforward assignment that I don't think we should. I don't think we have to devote 3 weeks to this. Due date for this, and I'm going to give you guys a really big final rubric. Let's still keep the due date at the 21st. Just because we're moving on to something new in lecture doesn't mean that we have to, move up its due date. If you want to turn it in early, by all means, feel free. I might even give you some bonus points if you turn it in early. So to finish this out, and I'll create the Dropbox today with a little rubric based upon this discussion. To finish this out, the basic idea behind the self-eval is kind of to give you guys a little bit of a soft pitch. There's a lot of people who have, maybe kind of missed the point on some of the assignments or struggled with one of the concepts, and some of the grades have reflected that, right? A less than optimal grade on a paper in this class shouldn't be the end of the world, because writing is about going back and rehashing. It's about fixing the mistakes that we've made. So what we're going to do with this, my head's spinning. This is a soft pitch assignment. This is designed to give your grade a little bit of a boost. I don't grade this very harshly. It is meant to be almost like kind of like a journal assignment. So it's not supposed to be anything that's supposed to cause you a lot of anxiety. This is supposed to be very, very laid back, very simple. I want you guys to have and just kind of a grade boost so that the numbers kind of improve a little bit. But there's another really interesting thing about this that you can use to raise your grade right now. So the first part of this assignment is supposed to be from an introspective angle, where you talk about what you feel strong with and what goals you have. I don't like to talk about weaknesses. Like, anybody can get up and be like, whenever I talk to students, they're always like, Mr. Bailey, I'm such a bad writer. I'm like, yeah, me too. But I don't like to talk about our weaknesses. I like to think about it in terms of our goals. What would you like to improve? What do you think is a little bit of a struggle for you? And these weaknesses can not only be the grammatical things that we've talked about over the past few weeks. It can also be part of process, right? It could be how you write. It could be the time you devote to it. It could be the environment that you write in. How do we create a more healthy writing environment? All that good stuff is good for the first part of this essay, right? Now, the second part, I really want you guys to go back to your writing and bring a few examples of things that you would like to potentially fix. So one of the things I would ask you to do for part 2 or page 2 would be to go back to the oppression paper and the eco-narrative. Look for things like comma errors. Look for things like passive verbs that are cropping up. Bring those in, quote them, and then offer up some suggestions on how you can fix those issues. If in the process of grading, I've told you to go back and rewrite something, for a lot of you guys, one of the things I asked was to focus more on the actual environment itself. A lot of you guys focus too much on the history of the place, which, again, I didn't count off too much for that, because I did ask for a lot of history, so it wasn't something that I counted off a lot for. But for a lot of you guys, I asked you to go back and tell me a little bit more about the actual physical place. You could do that, right? You could go and answer or respond to the comments that I've given you. If you do that, I am more than willing to go back and boost your grade for those papers. So if you got like a 75 on something, or even like an 85, and I gave you some advice and told you just to rethink a portion of it, this is your chance to go back and get those points. I'm more than happy to do that. If you want that, please indicate it in your writing. Tell me that it's an attempt to fix something that was going either wrong or something that could be stronger in an earlier paper. And this is your chance to raise your grades. This is another kind of fun thing I like to do, right? This is writing. This isn't math. We should be able to go back and rethink things and reapproach things. This is our opportunity to do that. If your grades have been pretty good and you feel confident moving forward, what you could do instead is just expand something a bit, continue a piece. So I'd like to add to my eco-narrative a bit. I'd like to add to my impression paper a bit. That's going to be something that we do going into the end of the semester. But now's our chance to kind of get ahead of that. If you go back and expand, let me know, because what I'll do is I'll give you bonus points. I'll give you some of those participation points that we do with the YouTube video, with the discussions that I give you in the YouTube videos. Now for this week, I'm not going to give you guys any discussions because frankly, I'm exhausted and I'm in the middle of grading. So just consider your discussion this week working on this self-evaluation. I really want to get this stuff in and move to something else. So I'm not giving you a lot of material on that front. I will write up this rubric and I will post the discussion forum, not the discussion forum. I'll post the Dropbox for the self-eval. So if you want to go ahead and start turning those things in, I can kind of get ahead on that as well. I think I finished grading. I've got a lot of late submissions. I believe the Dropbox for the eco-narrative should still be open. I try to leave Dropboxes open for those late submissions. As we come into the second half of coffee. As we come into the second half of the semester, I'm going to get a little irritated with you if those things are late. So please keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm going to start cooking on some new stuff to give you a nice, long, crazy YouTube lecture with a nice, kooky, weird shirt next week. It'll be fun. I think that's all I've got this week. It's kind of a lull. I know that this is around midterms, so I like to kind of give you guys a little bit of breathing room as we come towards the middle because a lot of you guys have exams, all that stuff. I've had some people trying to do the midterm final in this class. Come to think of it, I've got some people I haven't responded back to yet on that who are having trouble with it. I need to. I'll make a point to do that today. Don't panic. We got till the end of the semester to figure that out. So I will be coming back and trying to address that. We will not have a team session this week either. I am just way too inundated with stuff. Next week, you'll get double participation points. So mark that on your calendar. It's a really good chance to get some of those participation points. On that note, let's get the self-eval done. It's simple. Nice chance to go back and sort of rethink some things, get some points, and then we can attack the last half of this semester with everything we got. I hope you guys are having a great week. Appreciate all that you do, and thank you.